Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me the privilege to share this moment with you. Let me ask you something. How do you want to remember your life when you're 80 years old? Full of pride and gratitude? Or will you look back with regret, wishing you had done more, loved more, and lived more? Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry, but it's a burden we can avoid if we act with purpose and intention today. So let's talk about life-changing, empowering principles that will help you live a life free from regret. Each one is a stepping stone to a life you'll be proud of. Let's dive in. Success is a deeply personal thing, something that cannot be measured by external standards alone. It's not a set formula that works the same for everyone. Too often we find ourselves chasing after someone else's dream, living according to someone else's expectations, and following a path that was never truly ours. Society tells us what success should look like: the big house, the fancy car, the prestigious job. But these are just images, illusions of success. True success is about living a life that aligns with who you are, a life that feels right to you, a life that you can look back on with pride. Take a moment to think about what truly matters to you. Not what your parents want, not what your friends think, and certainly not what society demands. What do you want? What brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? It's time to stop chasing someone else's dream and start defining your own. Success is not about conforming to a mold, it's about creating your own. Whether it's building a loving family, growing a business that excites you, exploring the world and learning from every new experience, or mastering a skill that challenges and fulfills you, it's up to you to decide what that success looks like. When you begin to define success on your own terms, everything changes. You stop comparing yourself to others, you stop measuring your worth by what others think or by what society deems important. You stop feeling the pressure to live a life that is not your own. Instead, you focus on what truly matters to you. You realize that success is about living in alignment with your values, making choices that reflect who you are and where you want to go in life. But this doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes reflection. It takes courage. And most importantly, it takes an unwavering commitment to being authentic. When you define your own success, you are no longer bound by the limitations of others' expectations. You begin to take ownership of your life. And you understand that no one else can tell you what a successful life looks like except you. And here's the beauty of it: when you live according to your own definition of success, there is no room for regret. You may face challenges, you may stumble along the way, but the path you're on is your own. You won't look back with what ifs or could haves, because you know that every step you've taken has been true to who you are. That is a powerful feeling, a life that's not only lived, but lived on your own terms, with purpose and intention. So I urge you today to stop and ask yourself, what do I truly want? What does success look like for me? Define it, own it, and then go after it with everything you have. Because when you live according to your own values, your own dreams, and your own vision, you'll find that success isn't a destination. It's a journey, one that, when lived authentically, brings you peace, pride, and no regrets. There is a dangerous habit that holds so many of us back, a habit that's easy to fall into and hard to break: procrastination. We tell ourselves, I'll do it tomorrow, or when the time is right, I'll take action. But here's the harsh reality: the right time will never come. If you wait for it, you will be waiting forever. You have one life to live, and every moment you spend waiting for the perfect moment is one that you'll never get back. Procrastination is the seed of regret. It's that little voice inside your head that says, it's not the right time, or maybe I'm not ready, and the more you listen to that voice, the more you put off your dreams, the more it begins to take root. The longer you wait, the further your dreams move out of reach, and soon enough you're left wondering what could have been. But here's the truth: the best time to start is now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The right time is not a distant event in the future, it's right here, right now. Take that first step. It might seem small, It might seem insignificant, but it's the only step that matters. Write that first chapter, even if you only have a few words in you. Enroll in that class, even if you feel uncertain or scared. Make that phone call, even if your heart races with doubt. Each small action is like a tiny spark, and over time, those sparks will build into a fire that can change your life. Too many people think they have to wait until everything is perfectly aligned before they take action. They want to know every step of the way, to have everything figured out before they start. But the truth is, you don't need all the answers to begin. You need the courage to take the first step, even if it's just a baby step. That's how momentum is created. That's how you build progress. When you act, even in small ways, you begin to build a foundation for something much bigger. Think about it. The small actions you take today, writing that first chapter, taking that class, making that phone call, are the seeds of tomorrow's success. They may seem insignificant at first, but when you continue to build on them, when you keep taking those steps day after day, they snowball into something much greater. One small decision leads to another, and before you know it, you've created a life you once thought was out of reach. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen because you wait for the perfect moment. It happens because you act. You take action no matter how small it seems, and trust that every step will bring you closer to your dream. The key is consistency, persistence, and the courage to start, even when you don't feel ready. When you look back on your life, you'll find that the moments you acted, no matter how small the step, were the ones that made all the difference. So stop waiting. Take that first step today. The dream you've been putting off is waiting for you, and the only thing standing between you and it is the action you choose to take. The moment is now. Take it. Your future self will thank you. In life, we often get so wrapped up in chasing after our goals that we forget the most important thing: the people around us. The people we love, the people who love us, are the ones who truly make life rich and meaningful. But too often we take them for granted, assuming they'll always be there, assuming we'll always have time. And yet, one of the deepest sources of regret is when we look back and realize that we neglected the relationships that should have mattered most. We let our work, our ambitions, or our distractions push the people we care about to the sidelines, and by the time we realize it, it's often too late to make things right. Take a moment and think about the people who have shaped your life. Think about your parents, who have been with you since the beginning. Think about your children, who look up to you and depend on you. Think about your friends, who laugh with you in the good times and stand by you in the tough times. These are the people who form the foundation of your life, who give you joy, love, and purpose. But how often do we take the time to invest in them? How often do we get so caught up in everything else that we forget to call our parents, spend time with our kids, or simply laugh with our friends? These relationships require effort. They don't just happen on their own. It takes time to build trust, to create meaningful connections, to show love and appreciation. The moments we spend with our loved ones, whether it's playing with our children, sharing a meal with family, or enjoying a quiet evening with friends, are the moments that make life worth living. These are the moments that fill our hearts, that remind us of what truly matters. But they don't just appear. We have to be intentional about making time for them. We have to prioritize these connections over the distractions and pressures of life. If we don't, we risk waking up one day with regret, wishing we had spent more time with the people who mean the most. The beauty of relationships is that they don't just bring us joy in the moment, they give us strength when life gets tough. When you've invested in your relationships, when you've shown love and care, when you've built a strong support system, those bonds will be there for you when you need them most. It's the people you've nurtured, the relationships you've built, that will lift you up when you face challenges. And when success comes, it's the people who have stood by your side that will celebrate with you and share in your joy. At the end of your life, when you look back, you won't remember the promotions you got or the money you made. You won't remember the awards or the recognition. What you'll remember are the people you loved, the memories you created, and the moments of connection that made life so rich. It's the relationships you've nurtured that will matter most, and it's the love you've given and received that will leave a lasting legacy. So today, make a commitment to invest in the relationships that matter. Call your parents, play with your children, laugh with your friends. Take the time to show the people in your life that they are important. The rewards of these efforts are immeasurable, and in the end, they will be the things you cherish most. Don't wait until it's too late to realize what truly matters. Make the effort now and build the connections that will sustain you for a lifetime. Good health is often the most overlooked asset we have in our pursuit of success and happiness. We go through life chasing our goals, climbing the ladder of achievement, and focusing on our careers, relationships, and ambitions. But how often do we pause to consider the foundation that allows us to do all these things? Our health is the bedrock of everything we strive for. Without it, all the wealth, recognition, and accomplishments in the world become hollow, because we won't have the energy or vitality to truly enjoy them. Neglecting our health is something that many of us do, often without even realizing it. We're constantly on the go, putting off exercise because we're too busy, eating foods that offer little nutrition because they're convenient, and sacrificing sleep in the name of productivity. But here's the truth: every day that we ignore our health, we're not just losing moments of comfort and well-being, we're setting ourselves up for future regret. The choices we make today determine how well our bodies will serve us tomorrow. Think about it, we only get one body. We can't replace it, we can't trade it in, and we can't simply hope that it will hold up without proper care. Over time, neglecting our health becomes more and more difficult to reverse. If we wait until we're already dealing with health issues, whether it's weight problems, high blood pressure, or chronic fatigue, it becomes much harder to fix than if we had taken small, consistent actions to maintain our health all along. Preventing problems is always easier than solving them after they've already taken root. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of life and convince ourselves that we don't have time to focus on our health. But the truth is, we can't afford not to. When we take the time to eat nutritious food, exercise regularly, and make time for rest, we're not just improving our physical well-being, we're giving ourselves the energy, strength, and clarity to go after our dreams with everything we've got. We're setting ourselves up for long-term success, not just in the short term. Eating the right foods isn't about perfection, it's about making better choices. It's about fueling your body with the nutrients it needs to function at its best. When you put the right things in, you'll get the right things out. Your body will have the energy to work hard, to think clearly, and to face each day with enthusiasm. Exercise, too, is an essential part of maintaining good health. It doesn't matter if you're not training for a marathon, just moving your body regularly, whether it's through walking, yoga, or strength training, will have an enormous impact on your overall health. Exercise keeps your muscles strong, your heart healthy, and your mind sharp. It helps you manage stress and boost your mood. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good, both inside and out. And rest, let's not forget the importance of rest. Rest is when your body recharges, repairs itself, and prepares for the challenges ahead. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're setting yourself up for failure. Lack of rest leads to poor decision-making, fatigue, and burnout. Your body needs time to recover so that you can show up at your best every single day. When you make health a priority, you'll notice the difference in every area of your life. You'll have more energy, more focus, and more joy. You'll be able to take on challenges with a sense of vitality that allows you to tackle them head-on. Most importantly, you'll have fewer regrets. A life lived in good health is a life well lived, a life that's vibrant, fulfilling, and free of the burden of illness or pain caused by neglect. Take care of your body now. Don't wait until it's too late. The investment you make in your health today will pay off for years to come. A healthy life isn't just about looking good. It's about living fully. It's about creating a foundation that allows you to pursue your dreams, enjoy your relationships, and make the most of every single day. Because when your health is strong, everything else falls into place. Failure is a word we all dread, isn't it? It's a word that has the power to stop us in our tracks, paralyze our dreams, and make us second-guess our every move. But let me tell you something, failure isn't the monster we make it out to be. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. And if we truly understood that, we would live a lot fuller lives. You see, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of the journey to success. Without failure, there is no growth. Without failure, there is no learning. It's through failure that we develop the strength, the perseverance, and the wisdom to succeed. Many people live in fear of failure. They think it's a reflection of their abilities or their worth. But failure isn't personal. It doesn't define who you are. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable. Failure simply means you've tried. You've taken a step forward. And when you take that step, when you take that risk, you learn something. Even if you fail, you've gained something invaluable. You've gained experience, insight, and a new perspective. Every failure teaches you something you didn't know before. And that, my friends, is where success begins. The real failure lies not in falling down, but in not trying at all. The greatest regret you will have in your life isn't that you failed. The greatest regret will be that you never even tried. Think about it. How many people you know are sitting on the sidelines, watching others take risks, watching others pursue their dreams, while they're frozen by the fear of failure? They live with the what ifs. What if I had taken that chance? What if I had started that business? What if I had followed that dream? The pain of inaction, the pain of missed opportunities is far greater than the temporary pain of failure. When you sit on the sidelines, when you hold back, when you wait for the perfect moment that will never come, you live a life full of regret. It's better to try and fail than to wonder what could have been. I would rather fail 10 times while trying than to sit there in fear, never knowing what I could have achieved. Yes, failure stings. Yes, it can hurt. But guess what? It's temporary. It's a moment. And it's a moment that teaches you. It teaches you what doesn't work, what you can improve, and what to do differently next time. But it also teaches you to keep going. It teaches you to rise again. It teaches you resilience. And that resilience is what sets apart those who live their lives with courage from those who live in fear. Courage is the key. It's what separates the ones who regret their lives from the ones who cherish them. It's the courage to take that first step, to make that call, to try, even when you're afraid. Courage is what allows you to move forward in the face of uncertainty, in the face of doubt, in the face of failure. And when you take action, even when the odds are stacked against you, you are already ahead of the game. You are already a winner because you've dared to try. So don't fear failure. Don't let it hold you back. Fear inaction. Fear the regret of never having taken the chance, never having pursued your dreams, never having tried. If you fail, learn from it, grow from it, and keep going. Because that's how success is built, one step, one lesson, one failure at a time. Take the risk, make the move, and live a life with no regrets. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in life. It has the ability to transform our perspective, to change the way we see the world, and to reshape how we approach every day. But too often we take our blessings for granted. We focus on what we don't have, on what's missing, and on what we haven't achieved yet. We forget to appreciate the things that truly matter, the things that are already present in our lives. And when we do that, we open the door to regret. Regret often doesn't come from the things we did, it comes from the things we failed to appreciate while we had them. It's when we look back and realize that we didn't value the moments, the people, or the opportunities in front of us. We become so focused on what we want to achieve or what we wish we had that we forget to see the beauty and abundance in the life we're already living. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous trap. The truth is, life is filled with blessings right now, at this very moment. The health we have, the relationships we cherish, the opportunities we've been given, they're all gifts. Yet we get so caught up in the pursuit of more, in the chase for something better, that we overlook the treasures that are already in our lives. But when you make gratitude a daily habit, everything changes. Gratitude shifts your focus. It turns your attention away from what's missing to what's abundant. When you wake up every morning and take a moment to appreciate the life you have, you begin to see things differently. The small things become the big things. The people around you, the ones who love and support you, become your treasures. The simple moments, the things you used to overlook, suddenly become precious. Gratitude allows you to see the richness of your life, and it fills you with a sense of peace and contentment. I want you to understand something important. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you or acknowledging the good things in your life. It's about truly feeling it, deeply appreciating what you have right now. It's about taking the time to recognize the value of the present moment and to embrace it fully. Because when you practice gratitude, you are no longer waiting for something to change in order to be happy. You are content with what you have, and that makes you unstoppable. When you have a grateful heart, it leaves little room for regret. Why? Because you realize that every moment is a gift, that every person in your life is a blessing, and that every opportunity is worth seizing. Gratitude helps you see the good in every situation, even the difficult ones. It allows you to learn from the challenges you face, rather than lamenting them. So make gratitude a habit. Start each day by focusing on what you're thankful for: your health, your family, your work, your friends. Take time to appreciate the simple things, the things that many people overlook. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for. As you fill your heart with appreciation, you'll find that regret has no place in your life. There's simply no room for regret when you are constantly focused on the abundance that surrounds you. Gratitude will change your life, and it will protect you from the kind of regret that comes from taking life for granted. It will help you live fully with joy and fulfillment, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. There's something profoundly fulfilling about serving others. You see, we live in a world that often tells us to focus on ourselves, our needs, our wants, our desires, and while there's nothing wrong with pursuing our own happiness, a life lived solely for oneself can ultimately feel hollow. It can leave us questioning the true meaning of our existence. But when we shift our focus outward, when we begin to contribute to the well-being of others, something magical happens. We find purpose. We find fulfillment. You see, life is not just about what you can take from the world, it's about what you can give. The act of serving others, whether it's through mentoring, volunteering, or simply offering a kind word or a helping hand, enriches not only their lives, but your own as well. It's an exchange of energy that creates a ripple effect of positivity, kindness, and goodwill. And here's the truth: when you lift others up, you rise too. You grow. You become a better person, more connected to the world around you, and more deeply aware of your own potential. Serving others is not a sacrifice, it's a gift. And it's a gift that comes back to you tenfold. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: I'm too busy. I've got my own problems to deal with. How can I help others when I'm struggling myself? But let me tell you, the more you give, the more you receive. When you give your time, your energy, your resources to help others, you are not depleting yourself, you're refueling yourself. You're tapping into a deeper sense of purpose and connection that brings a sense of joy and fulfillment that money, success, or material possessions can never provide. And let's be honest for a moment, we've all heard the phrase, it's better to give than to receive, and for many of us, it's just a nice saying. But in reality, it's the key to living a life free from regret. Because when you give, when you serve, you're leaving behind a legacy. Your touching lives in a way that lasts long after you're gone. Think about it, how will you be remembered? As someone who hoarded their resources, their time, and their love? Or as someone who selflessly gave to others, who made a difference in the lives of those around them. Serving others helps to eliminate the sense of emptiness that often comes from living for oneself. It fills you up in ways that material success never could. And when your life is filled with purpose, with acts of kindness and love, regret simply has no place. Regret arises when we look back on a life of missed opportunities, when we realize we've been too focused on ourselves to see the needs of others. But a life of service is a life full of meaning, full of joy, and full of love. So I challenge you, take time to serve others. Start small. Help a friend in need, mentor someone who could benefit from your experience, or volunteer at a local charity. You'll find that the more you give, the more you receive. And when you look back on your life, you'll have no regrets. Because serving others is not just about giving, it's about living a life of purpose and fulfillment. A life that lifts both you and those around you. Time, my friends, is the one resource we all have in equal measure. Yet it is the one we are most likely to squander. No matter who you are, what you do, or how much you have, time moves in a single direction forward. Every day the clock ticks, and once those hours are gone, they are gone forever. The truth is, how you manage your time today will determine who you become tomorrow. You cannot afford to take time for granted. You must guard it fiercely. Protect it as you would your most prized possession. Because once it slips away, you cannot recover it. Every day is a choice, and you have the power to decide how you spend your time. The reality is that we often waste time on things that don't add value to our lives, chasing distractions, responding to every call or email, succumbing to the pull of entertainment, and putting off what truly matters. Every hour spent on meaningless tasks is an hour lost forever. But the power is in your hands to stop this cycle. It's time to stop drifting through your days and start living them with purpose. You have to say no to the distractions. No to the things that steal your attention and energy without giving you anything in return. This doesn't mean cutting yourself off from everything or everyone. It means prioritizing the things that bring you closer to your goals, your passions, your dreams. Saying no is an act of self-respect. It is a decision to protect your time for what matters. When you stop saying yes to every little request or interruption, you make room for the things that will change your life. But saying no is only part of the equation. You also have to say yes to the things that will propel you forward. Yes to taking action on your dreams. Yes to putting in the work that will pay off in the long run. Yes to the relationships that nurture you, and yes to the habits that will transform you. Your time is a precious asset, and you must be intentional with how you spend it. The question you must ask yourself every day is this: what is the best use of my time today? What actions will get me closer to where I want to be in life? And here's something else you must remember: time is not just about productivity. It's about living a full life. Yes, you need to invest time in your work, your goals, and your growth, but you must also make time for joy. Make time for the things that light you up, that make you feel alive, that give you a sense of peace and fulfillment. Your family, your friends, your hobbies, the quiet moments that allow you to recharge, these are the things that make life worth living. Don't let the demands of life push these essential things aside. Make time for them, because when you invest in your joy and connection, you bring a better, more energized version of yourself to everything else you do. You are the architect of your time. How you spend each day is a reflection of the life you are creating. If you want to live a life of purpose, fulfillment, and success, you must take control of your time. Be intentional. Guard your time with fierce determination. Say no to distractions and say yes to what truly matters. If you do this, you will look back on your life with pride, knowing you used your time wisely and built a life you can be proud of. In life, there will come moments when the pressure is intense. The world may try to sway you, pull you in a direction that doesn't align with your true values. The temptation to compromise will be strong. But let me tell you, there is no greater regret than compromising your integrity. When you give in to the easy way, when you sacrifice your values for temporary gain, you lose something much more precious: your self-respect. Your principles are the foundation upon which your character is built. They are the compass that guides you through life's challenges, the unwavering force that keeps you grounded when everything else seems uncertain. When you stay true to your principles, no matter how difficult it gets, you are creating a life that is meaningful and honorable. You are not just living for the moment, you are building a legacy that will stand the test of time. It's easy to be kind when things are going well, when people are treating you well, but what about when it's hard? What about when someone takes advantage of your kindness or challenges your beliefs? That's when your character is truly tested. This is when you need to stand firm in your integrity, even when it feels like the world is against you. It's in these moments of difficulty that your true strength is revealed. And let me tell you, the reward for staying true to your values is peace of mind. When you don't compromise your integrity, you sleep soundly at night because you know you've done the right thing, regardless of the circumstances. Living with honesty, fairness, and kindness may not always be the easiest path, but it is the most fulfilling. There is nothing more powerful than knowing you acted with authenticity. No amount of success or external validation can give you the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from being true to yourself. When you live according to your principles, you are building a life of purpose. You will look back with pride, knowing that you never sacrificed who you are for the sake of fitting in or achieving fleeting success. Your character is your most valuable asset. It defines who you are and how the world perceives you. At the end of the day, when everything else fades away, it is your character that remains. It's your integrity that people will remember. And let me tell you, there is no greater gift you can leave behind than a legacy of honor, kindness, and unwavering principles. So when you face those tough decisions, when you feel the pressure to compromise, remember this: it's not the money, the status, or the fleeting victories that matter most. It's the strength of your character. Stand firm in your beliefs, be true to yourself, and know that the life you are building will be one of lasting value. When you stay true to your principles, you not only build a legacy, but you also build a life that you can be proud of. And when you lay your head down at night, you'll rest easy knowing you've lived with integrity. So often we find ourselves caught in the clutches of regret. We look back at what we could have done, should have done, and wonder how things might have turned out if we had made different choices. The past can be a heavy weight that drags us down. On the other hand, we spend countless hours worrying about what's to come, the future that's uncertain, the challenges we'll face, and the fears of not being prepared. But here's the truth: regret thrives in the gap between the past and the future. And the more we dwell on those places, the more we rob ourselves of the most important thing we have, the present moment. The present is all we truly own. The past is gone, and the future is yet to come, but right here, right now is where life is happening. Every second is an opportunity to experience something beautiful, to grow, to connect, to live. It's too easy to overlook the small moments in life, the ones that, when strung together, form the very fabric of our existence. It's in the quiet mornings, the shared laughter, the small victories, and the simple pleasures where life truly unfolds. But if we're constantly chasing the next big thing, or living in the regret of missed opportunities, we will miss these precious moments. Think about the last time you stood outside and watched the sunrise. How often do you allow yourself to just pause and be present in those moments? Do you truly feel the joy of being alive, of breathing in the air, of experiencing the beauty around you? Life is full of simple pleasures, yet we are so caught up in what was or what will be that we forget to appreciate the here and now. The truth is, the more we focus on the present, the more we are able to appreciate everything we have and everything we are. Gratitude, joy, and fulfillment live in the present moment. And here's the kicker: when you learn to live fully in the present, not only do you experience life more deeply, but you also reduce the chances of regret. When you embrace the now, you stop worrying about missed opportunities in the past and uncertainties about the future. You begin to understand that the present is the only moment you have control over. It's the only moment you can make a difference in. You begin to live with intention, with purpose, and with a heart full of gratitude. The fear of regret fades because you are no longer spending your time wishing you had done something differently or worrying about what lies ahead. So don't wait for tomorrow to start living. Don't postpone your happiness, your peace, or your joy. Don't let your life slip by while you wait for the perfect moment that may never come. The perfect moment is right here, right now. Embrace it. Cherish it. Live it. Life is happening now. And if you can truly embrace the present, savor every moment, and let go of the burdens of the past and the future, you will find that regret will have no place in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, regret doesn't have to be your story. The power to live a life you're proud of lies in your hands. Define your success, act on your dreams, invest in relationships, prioritize your health, and stay true to your principles. Above all, live with intention and gratitude. If you do, when you look back on your life, you'll find not regret, but joy, pride, and a legacy that inspires others. The clock is ticking. Make it count. Live a life so rich, so full, and so true that regret has no room to grow. Thank you.